Today, we sit down with Jose Yenque, an accomplished actor and the founder of Arts for a Better Tomorrow. Jose was born in Brooklyn, New York, the son of a renowned stage actress, Teresa Yenque. Her influence at the age of 14 inspired him to try acting, and that was the tool that helped him overcome his self-doubt and shyness. After years of hard work, he landed a key role in the Academy Award-winning film Traffic as the Torturer. That one role, a tipping point in his career which he nearly turned down, opened new opportunities to play a variety of bad guys in series for TV, HBO, and TNT. His awards include the 2007 Imagine Award and the 2010 Hispanic Organization of Latin Actors Yenque Humanitarian Award. His passion and accomplishments for helping kids who really have it tough resulted in him receiving an honorary degree of fine arts from California State University, San Marcos. Actor, entrepreneur, and humanitarian. Let's dig in and ask better questions with your host, Lucia Argut.
Mr. Jose Yenque.
Yes.
Do you believe that life has an inherent purpose, or is a purpose in life only the one that you define?
I believe it's a little bit of both. But I lean more towards the one that it's the one that you define. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you. You know, you're the one that you choose the path. You're the one that chooses to wake up in the morning and what's going to happen today. I also think that life also has a way of laying things out for you. So it's just like it's a perfect marriage of both. I'll say that. Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What is your most spectacular failure, Jose?
Oh, let's see. I have so many. I love failures. I love failing forward. Big fan of failing forward. Okay, so my most spectacular failure, I have to say, would be choosing acting as a career.
Wow.
And I'll say why, because, you know, in school you're taught, you know, or your family, you go to school and learn a trade that's going to bring you lots of money, and you know, and they want you to be an attorney, they want you to be an accountant, a doctor. Yeah, that's the big one. So when you say you want to be an actor, everybody kind of like rolls their eyes, or they're like, oh, no, that's a hobby.
Yeah.
And so I decided when I was young, this is it. I'm going to be an actor. I'm an actor. And it was a big risk. Yeah, and look at me now. And was it a difficult one, a difficult road? Yeah, it was and it still is difficult, but it's wonderfully difficult. So
I bring you the best as well, huh?
Yeah. So at giving the failure a different meaning, it's actually a beautiful word. So that's why this is my spectacular, my biggest failure was becoming an actor.
Congratulations for that failure, and thank you. If you weren't here doing this show right now, what would you be doing?
Let's see. I would be probably on a beach, maybe in Playas. I'd be in the beach, inhaling a lot of the fresh air, also meditating and speaking to my grandmother. My grandmother, we had her ashes put them in the ocean. So I would be doing that.
So it's a great place for you to meditate with tea.
Yeah, for sure. It's also a little dangerous because I did that last week and I got a cold now.
Oh my God. So sweet and sour.
I did a little bit too much inhaling of that fresh air.
I know. Jose, what is the difference, if any, between that for which you're known and what you would most want to do?
I'm always learning, and I'm a big fan at learning, and I learn from everything. I'm learning just from sitting here with you.
I know, me too.
And so yeah, I'm a big fan of that. What I want to learn, what I want to know, I want to know more. I want to know more. There's no limit.
There's no limit to that.
I just give an example. I want to learn how to skydive. Am I terrified of it? Yeah, but I want to learn.
But you want it. Even more, maybe.
I want to learn how to make sushi. I want to learn how to make sushi. I'm always, So I'm open for learning and getting to know new stuff.
Okay. Now, through the years, what have been your greatest personality challenges?
Personality challenges? Giving up control. Giving up. I'm
very controlling.
I feel safe when I'm in control. But as an actor, you have to give up control when you're doing a scene. You have to see what happens here. Sometimes when you have to improvise, and I realize that the older I get, the more I need to apply that to real life, because life is an improvisation. We're always we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of seconds, and so that's been my thing for me, is letting go of control and just letting things happen.
And there's peace, and everything falls.
Yeah, and there is a peace. You're right. There is a peace that comes with that, and so there's no pressure, and okay, I've got to make it to this point by this year. I have to be at this status, and I have to make this movie by this year.
Let go and flow.
Yeah, go
like
with
that.
the flow. Oh, I like that.
With
the flow.
I know.
Go with the flow. I love it.
that. Which is actually better in practical terms, love or money?
Love.
Okay.
Love.
Why do you think that?
Because I think at the end of the day, I mean, I know so many people that have, in LA, I know so many people that have a lot of money and that are not happy. And money buys a little bit of security, but at the end of the day, love is something, you have to be open for it. You have to be open to love. And the way to be open to love is you got to start with loving yourself.
Of course.
Once you love yourself, that opens the floodgates, and you don't know, you love between friends, love between family, love with a partner. So I choose the L word.
I love that. What makes you genuinely laugh out loud? The LOL for Jose Yenque.
The LOL.
There it is.
There he goes.
I hope it's not because of me.
I like this question. What is the L? That
the
question
LOL.
is one of the LOLs. And then I would have to say what makes me laugh out loud is just seeing someone seeing someone trying so hard to get it right. Trying to get it. That makes me laugh. Because I feel like saying, hey, relax. Relax. It's all good. Okay, you didn't get it right. Relax. You'll get it right the second time.
That's a good one.
And if you don't get it right, you'll get it right the third time. And maybe you'll never get it right. Maybe it's not supposed to be right.
So what?
It's that. So that makes me laugh, because that reminds me a lot of me.
Of an old you.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
What is your greatest success about which nobody knows?
Becoming an actor that can trust himself. Because it took a long time. Because I was acting for many years and nobody knew, but I didn't trust my work. I couldn't trust it. I was always like, a little bit of insecurity in there. It's like, I could have done it better. I could have done this. And it wasn't until the past 5 years ago, I started to let go of that.
Wow.
And I said, trust it, Jose. Trust it. And the
you
kind of
felt
work
it.
that I've been doing, I've been working with a lot of kids, and they taught me that. I learned that from them.
Wow.
So it's the most amazing lesson.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Jose, if you could have only one success, would you choose family or career?
Family.
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 No question.
I didn't realize, how important family is. And when I was a teenager, I honestly didn't appreciate family. They were there. There were people that I always assumed were always going to be there. They're people that you come home to, and they're supposed to be there, either whether they cook or they make sure that you have a roof over your head. But then as the years go by and I start losing family members to whatever, through life, you start to realize, wow, I should have appreciated them more. And so, and I think the reason that I work with a lot of kids who, at orphanages, who don't have that luxury of having a family with them, that it makes me appreciate my family even more. So I think family is the main.
And one may think like, oh, he is successful at what he does. He probably chooses career. It's a wonderful answer. I love the answer.
Thank you. I appreciate. And I can tell that you agree with me.
I do.
From the because I just think that the family. I can talk about. We can do this whole show about family.
I know.
And I'll definitely do it.
It's gonna be another show. Okay?
The family show. But yeah, it's definitely about family.
I like
It's at the end of the day, and family is not just family from blood. There's also your extended family.
Exactly. The ones there with you.
Through thick and thin. Por las buenas o por las malas, the way we say in Spanish.
Así es.
There you go.
Who and what are the best things that influenced your life?
My mom influenced me a lot. She's the first one. There's many of my influences, but she really she taught me a lot about not just she taught me a lot about just living on your own, because my mom had to go work, and she taught me how to cook in the beginning, and she said, I'm not going to be here. So I was alone, in the apartment, with my brother, at an early age. But she had to go and do her thing. She had to go work, and my mom's an actress. I don't know if you know that. She's an actress, so she was in theater as well. And then when I go see her plays, when I was a kid, I didn't understand most of these plays, but I knew I saw a woman up there strong, and that's how I learned women are strong. But seeing her up on stage playing these real strong characters, and outside of that,
that's nice.
And it was an inspiration, and it was and it made me continue. And so whenever I go through a challenge nowadays, and
think of her,
and I think of her, and I was like, she went through this.
Wow.
And
I can do it. I can do it.
She went through it like a breeze. Maybe it wasn't a breeze for her, but she's still standing.
Wow.
And so whenever I get something, go through a little challenge or something's happening inside, I think of her. Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful answer. Now, the other side of the coin, who and what are the worst things that influence your life?
Oh, the worst things is the little man I have inside of here that always says, "Who do you think you are?"
Oh no, that guy! We have to shut that guy up.
You gotta shut him up. I throw him out many times, and he sneaks right back in.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And so I like talking about him. I talk about him right in front of him, right? But we all have a little man or a little woman that's got to be one of my, because there are times where I start to kind of listen, but then you recognize that and you just say, shh. I always say, I don't need your services. Your services are no longer needed here.
But thank you anyway.
But thank you. You know the door,
away.
and that's it. And so he still comes back and he just kind of sneaks into the window.
So
he's got to be, and I got to say, because of that voice, maybe, I've done some things that maybe I'm not too proud of.
Yeah, we sometimes go like down and up.
Yeah, it's the roller coaster, and I think that's one of my little.
Okay.
Yeah.
After spending years in your current industry, what are the most important things you've learned?
To just let go. Just let go. We always trying to get that part. We're trying to get that movie, and we're trying to do our best when we go to a casting or to an interview with a director, a meeting with a director, and just let it go. That's one thing that I learned from these years, because at first it was like, I've got to get this job. I've got to be just right, and I've got to, learn my lines and just, be ready. Definitely be ready.
Yeah, but don't stress.
But don't stress.
I like that.
Be ready and let go. That's it. Be ready and let go.
I like that.
Yeah. And the roles that we get are meant for us. The auditions that we get, whether we're not going to get them or get them, they're meant for us.
It's perfect. If you didn't, it's perfect.
Yeah. Move forward. Life is too beautiful, and just let it go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, if you could go back and give yourself advice, when would it be and what would it be?
I would go back to when I was 13 years old, and I would say, try not to get emotional.
Oh my God! Chun, chun, chun. 13 years old.
And I would just say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, Jose. I mean, you're going to go through the rough times, but it is going to be okay. It's, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, and don't be hard on yourself.
Everything's going to be fine.
I think that's
I think
the
it
advice
did turn out all right.
I would definitely tell it to my little 13-year-old.
That's good.
My 13-year-old self.
The 13-year-old Jose.
Joselito,
Yenque.
yeah.
What are you pursuing now, and why is it so important?
Oh, wow. I'm moving a mountain right now.
You are?
I am moving a mountain.
Can we help?
Yes. Yes. It's a beautiful mountain, and it's it's exhilarating how difficult it is. It's exhilarating how challenging it is. I started an organization organically, and the reason I say organically was because it wasn't in my plan. It just started to happen, and it was this thing where all of a sudden I started to. Years ago, I went to visit an orphanage, and And I did what everybody does. You take clothes and food, and I connected with a young man, a little 9-year-old, a 9-year-old little old man, I called him, because he's a real angry little man, but I thought, he needs help. I didn't know what to do, but he reminded me of the 13-year-old, of the 13-year-old Jose.
Yeah.
I said, I know you. And so I started going back and visiting and making sure he graduated middle school, he graduated high school, and then when he was aging out of the orphanage, I thought, he needs something more. He needs tools. He needs tools to face that world out there.
Of course.
Tools that'll help you manage anxiety, tools that'll help manage depression, stuff that I battled with when I was 13 years old.
It's not only like maybe the material things, it's also the anxiety you're talking about.
For sure. And so I started, what helped me? An acting class. An acting class at 13 years old, turned 14. It helped me come out of my little shell. It helped me find out who I was. It helped me be able to express who I was.
Wow.
And so I started an organization called Arts for a Better Tomorrow. And it is just what it says, Arts for a Better Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's already there.
But the work starts today, right? The work starts today, and it has got programs, arts programs, and one of them is, I'm really proud of, is it's an acting program, and it's called Breaking Barriers. And it's just giving these kids tools through acting, the tools that they need to help manage anxiety, depression, and anger, which are the things that really paralyze you.
Exactly.
That's what paralyzed me when I was 13. So I recognize it right away. And I see the kids today that are functioning with depression. They're living with depression. And we have to address that. And so I think because of Israel is the name of the young man that I created this, because he inspired me to create this. And he's now 27 years old, and he actually helps me with the organization here in Tijuana. Yeah.
Wow.
And he knows all the challenges that I've been through, because there's been so many times that I remember I wanted to throw in the towel. I've actually thrown in the towel and said, I can't do this.
I'm done.
And somehow one of the kids picks up the towel, they throw it back at me.
And you're like, oh.
And they can't, sometimes they hit me with it. And I'm like, all right.
I'm there.
It's something that I'm really proud of. Is it like moving the mountains? Yeah, because you're taking, a lot of the mountains, a lot of the obstacles is the old way of thinking, the old traditional way of thinking. It doesn't work. It's like, it's almost like, you got to get with the program.
Yeah.
The kids are exposed to a lot more. They're getting more exposed to a lot more things right now at an earlier age.
Yeah.
They're developing, faster. So we got to give them. They need tools. And it's unfortunate that a lot of them, when they can't deal with their emotional health, they go right towards what's going to dormant it, what's going to put it to sleep, which is drugs.
Oh my God.
And so they go right to the drugs, and they go right to that type of behavior because they don't want to feel.
Because they don't express it.
They don't. And so my motto is to feel is to heal. So we gotta get you to feel now. Kids are putting up that barrier like I was when I was 13. They're putting that barrier up really, really quick. They're very good at it too. And so I think that you've got to, in the comfort, in the safety of the classroom, of this program, bring down that barrier so that you can feel again. And then once you feel, that gets it's like a snowball effect. All of a sudden, you start discovering who you are. After you discover you accept who you are. After you accept who you are, then it's the master of it all. You love who you are. And so that's always been my goal with this. And it's hard to convince people. Like, I'll give you an example. When you talk to a grant, about a grant, right? A grant writer, they're like, they see it as a challenge. It's not until maybe this year, I guess people are more aware of the emotional health is important now for our youth.
A lot.
It's very, very important. It's not just about giving a kid a scholarship to go to school.
No, it's the emotional thing.
You gotta take care of business. The foundation is your emotional, your state, because I can give you a scholarship to go to Yale, but you know what? You can go in there and you can fail amazingly, right? Or because a lot of these kids they haven't dealt with this little demons that they're still hanging on to,
those emotions.
And the voices, that little man that comes in for them,
loud.
they're louder for them. and you can tell when the voices are talking to them. And
they
you
really
can tell.
think they cannot do it. You have to like, hey, let's see if you can.
And we started at an early age too. So I mean, I think that this is something that, and I have a lot of times where I'm like, God, this is so difficult, you know. And I think of Israel, I think of my mom, I think of all the kids that we've already served that have gone through the program, who message me or email me and say thank you. They're all, you know, grown up already, and that gets me going. So am I afraid of a challenge? No. Am I seeing that this mountain is really, really big and you know? Yeah.
Feel intimidating?
I'm gonna do everything to my last breath.
Wow.
And that's how I believe.
Jose, that's a very wonderful thing to do.
Yeah.
Please let us know if we can help with something, or tell maybe kids how can they reach you.
I'll definitely give you the website, because we started at one orphanage, and then we branched out to 4, and then kids from the neighborhood started to find out about these workshops. So we started going to little centers, you know, a ranch. We were at a ranch in Residencial del Bosque, which is all the way out there. We were like at somebody's front lawn. We would do the workshop there in Maclovio Rojas, which is way over there on the way to Tecate. We would do the workshops in the living room at an orphanage. Wherever there was space, okay, we do the workshop right here. And
the places where they really need that help.
Yeah, and we don't have a home yet. I mean, we have an office, but we don't have a home that we can call like our school or our home base. The world is our home. So maybe we're not meant to have a home, but
even a park.
Yeah, in a park, and we've done it at the bleachers at a soccer field. You know, we've been really creative, you know. But we've done it like in the hallway of an apartment building once, and where there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way. If you want to do it, there's always a way.
Yeah, there is no. I don't take no.
That's very nice.
So what I see in the future is having a school, a big place where, you know, kids can come and
like
go through the program.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's my goal. And then maybe the school in the back behind it will have a sound stage.
Okay.
A sound stage, because I think the sound stage would be great, because the kids can record and they can write.
It's related to the art.
Yeah, and
which
they
is
can
an expression.
film. Yeah, for
which
sure.
Heals.
and
it's really
heals.
good.
And so I guess you know, with the healing comes a transformation. And so we're talking about transforming communities. Yes. Transforming the world. Yes. It starts with the young. And so you know, why not? And so I think we were working mostly with high school age, but now we've gone down to middle school age, because we got to get them younger. And so, so I believe that I'm doing, with this organization, Arts for Better Tomorrow, we're doing our part in helping to transform the world.
Jose, about your movies, you've been in a lot of them. I know Traffic. I know. Yeah. Well, everybody knows. Which one is your favorite?
I gotta say Traffic, and
and
I'll tell you why. You know, what people don't know is that I actually turned that role down. I was already, you know, working on TV, and I was playing a lot of villains, a lot of bad guys,
Did you like that?
Not back then. I didn't. I do now, but back then I didn't like it.
You wanted to be the good one.
I was getting tired, because my niece was like she was like, what, maybe 7 or 8 years old back then, and she would say, "Uncle, how come when you're on TV, you're always in handcuffs, or you're getting arrested, and you know, and you're saying that, you know." I always said, I didn't do it. I was always like a perp getting arrested, and when she said that to me, I said, you know something, I gotta stop saying yes to these type of roles, and maybe Hollywood would stop writing it. Hollywood is never gonna stop writing, because it's a formula. In a film or a TV show, in a story, you need the villain, and you need the antagonist, so that they can, you know, something can happen. And so they offered me Traffic, and I said, no, I don't want to do it. No more Latinos with a gun. I'll get tired of playing Latinos. But then at the last minute, my agent convinced me to do it, and I did, and it was the best thing that happened, because number one, so many things happened. I got introduced to Mexico. That was my first time I ever been to Mexico.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
When was, where?
That was 2000, in 2000.
2000?
And we shot in Tijuana.
Oh, here.
We shot in Nogales, in Nogales, Sonora,
Yeah.
We shot in Texas, but it was my introduction to Mexico, and I felt like back then there was a connection. I liked the people, I liked the food, and it's so
good.
close to the U.S. It's like right here,
Yeah.
it's our neighbor,
Minutes away.
And so that happened. I got interested. I started a new style of acting, where I was like leaning back. I played a villain character. My character's name was the Torturer.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when I talk, I'm usually talking like this, and this is me, huh? Maybe it's the New York in me, I don't know. And I started to do something where I started to lean back and started to talk very, very, like, with more control. Calm and very slowly.
Oh my God, another type of villain.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my God.
I've discovered a power, but you know what?
Yeah.
You're very vulnerable, because this was always safe for me.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, just to sit back and trust that this is the character is doing the work. And that gave me a lot of power. And I tried it, and it felt weird doing it, right?
But you saw it was.
And then when I saw it on screen, I was like, oh,
it's
wow,
good.
it worked.
I'm good.
I said it worked. And so my friends are like, man, you try something new on a set of a big movie? I said, why not?
Totally.
You got to take a risk.
No fears.
So that was the biggest risk I took. So
Wow,
I said
that's
yes,
good.
finally said yes to the role. I did it. My role got bigger. It was originally a small role, and they actually merged two different roles to make that role, make it a little bit. I got to work with Steven Soderbergh and Benicio del Toro,
Wow, yeah.
two amazing people.
Yeah,
That launched my career, that put me on the map. I ended up moving to LA because of that movie.
Wow.
I got roles of villains and everything.
It's awesome.
I even
story.
played a corrupt. If I played a detective, it was a corrupt detective. If I played a cop, it was a corrupt cop.
The bad ones.
And I started to find the
Very.
fun in playing villains.
Oh,
And so
you began to love those roles.
I began to
I like those
enjoy it.
roles.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I love those.
Yeah. I mean, you really get to sink your teeth in. And here's how. This is a snowball effect. I discovered my first orphanage, because after doing that movie, I went with a group of actors, and they said, the movie Traffic was a big hit. Let's go to Tijuana and visit this orphanage. Come on. You got to take you, Jose. And I was like, all right.
Okay.
And I went. And so the kids recognized me, because they're like, oh, yeah, we've seen you, we've seen you. The orphanage director was like, yeah, please, So it opened a lot of doors for me as an actor, but also as a person. And personally, all of a sudden I was, that's where I started to visit this orphanage.
So what happened with
So
that movie?
yeah, so it was like
Wow.
a domino effect. This happened, that happened.
And to think that you were going to say no.
And I actually said no 4 times.
Oh my God.
On the 4th time,
You were supposed to do it.
I was supposed to do it. It was
supposed to.
meant to be. And finally, I did what I do now, is I just let go. And I said,
flow.
okay,
And everything.
let's see what happens. Let's see where this takes me. And that opened a lot of doors, that movie, I gotta say.
Are you in a project right now doing a movie, or you're focused on the mountain?
Well, I still audition, and I go to auditions here and there, and I just did a wonderful short film, and I hardly ever do student films, hardly ever. I did a student film in 2005 that won the Academy Award for a short film, the Student Academy Award.
Okay.
So a friend of mine asked me to do this film, and I met him through coming here to Tijuana a lot, and they said, hey, my friend is in San Diego at SDSU is doing a short film, and it's called By Luna, like by, and then Luna, like Luna. And I read it, and I was like, I've been feeling a little bit weird, because not to get more sentimental or anything, but in September of 2 years ago, I lost a student, and it was very difficult for me, and it's here in Tijuana, and he's no longer with us now, and so it's the way I lost him, and that always. So every time around this time, it gets a little chilly. The holidays are coming. It reminds me.
Yeah.
And so obviously there's still healing going on, and I'm the first one to admit that. So I felt some, and I'm like, okay, you're feeling a little sad. Accept it.
Accept it.
Feel
Do not fight it.
Go ahead and feel. Don't try to fight it. Oh,
It's worse.
And they offered me this film, and I said, I'm meant to do this, and I did it, and it helped me
to heal.
Yeah, it helped me, to heal, and all these emotions I had going on, I had somewhere to put it, and I put it in this role.
Wow.
And the film was shot. We shot it 2 weeks ago. He edited, and we shot on a Sunday, and by Wednesday, it won the jury award at his school. So now it's going to go to film festivals and all that, and
That's great.
it's on YouTube. It's an amazing.
By Luna.
By Luna.
Okay.
By like bye Luna.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful little story, and and right now I'm developing a docuseries. The docuseries is based on my work here with the kids,
Okay.
and also my work in LA with the kids.
It's going to be documented all that.
Yeah.
Acting
And
as healing.
yeah.
I like that.
And so we're going to follow some of the students here in Tijuana, and some of them who are going through some challenging times. They're going through some challenging, but we're all going through it together. And then also the kids in LA. It's focusing on 2 kids over there, and they're going through challenging times. And so I guess, it's something powerful for me that what makes me really, what makes me feel good, what makes me wake up in the morning and be like, yes.
Motivated.
It motivates me is the fact that I'm doing this project, this docuseries. That really gets me going. It's the fact that, that was my stomach.
It's when we are.
That was
we
my
are
stomach.
hungry.
I was like, see, that gets me hungry too. You see, makes me hungry. What really motivates me is knowing that we're going through these challenges together, and this group that we're following. There's 9 of them, 9 teenagers here.
Okay.
One of them is 18. Has been with my program since he was 14. He comes from Maclovio Rojas. I mean, these stories are wonderfully
Wow.
inspiring.
I have to see that.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Series.
They've been trying to recruit him to, into gangs. And
Yeah, of course.
his willpower is like boom.
Very strong.
Someone else, one of the other cast members, his mom passed away. He only lived with his mom. Mom passed away. He joined the workshop when he was 15. His mom passed away, and his friend brought him to the workshop because he was in this anger about his mom. This kid, he didn't report himself, so he stayed living in the apartment, started to go to school, and then do a swap meet on the weekends to support himself
Wow.
and cook
There's
for
no
himself at
excuse.
15 years old.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. There you
No.
go. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
Then, what else? I mean, Belen, who is an amazing young woman, is from Villa Fontana. Wow. It's a woman, young woman who just, used to cut herself, and started taking the class. And she told me, "Thank you, because you taught me how to feel again."
Wow.
And that gets me up in the morning. I get up in the morning, and I remember I could hear her saying that.
The
No.
changes you make or the impact in people's life.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge, and it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
This is what makes us real special. Is it's not just me coming in and helping.
They give it
It's
to you.
it's a 50-50.
Because you feel really good about it. And they
I
do
trained.
too.
I trained in the summer. I trained 5 instructors out there in Chula Vista, because we're expanding now to Chula Vista, and I trained them, and they were, I can see them. Like I was putting them through a whole week of training. So I was treating them as the students, and then we kind of, switched the roles, and I was trying to explain to them how it is a 50-50, and that you just have to open up in each class and connect with the students. And as soon as you connect with them, there's going to be a change, a shift that's going to happen within you. And I tried to explain what it feels like, and it was difficult. And they were looking at me like, "Yeah, I get it." And I was like, "No, you don't get it, because I can't really explain. You just have to live it. You have to do it." And so, I know that we did a summer program in Chula Vista, and I could see, and I said at the end of the class, the end of each session, you're going to be exhilarated. You're going to be exhausted, but it's going to be like a wonderful feeling, that you're going to have.
But excited as well about it.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that they are very excited when.
Yeah. And I told them, you're going to keep learning and keep learning. That's why even I run the organization, but I have to get out and I have to teach. I have to. I make it a point. If I have an instructor at one site, I'll go in and maybe I'll take the class once with the kids, and then I'll say, "You know what? Let me teach one, or let me co-teach it with you." And there's something that we learn, just by connecting. And that's what acting is. Acting is just about connecting. And I wish that more teachers, I've met several teachers in the US and here too, in Mexico, where they've given up on connecting. And I know they deal with students, and one teacher gave me this lame excuse, and I have to say it's lame because I don't buy it. Said, you try teaching 30 kids, and you know what? If you get emotionally attached, you're connecting, then they're gone, and then you get another 30. Then they're gone, and you get another 30, and you do this every day. And by the end,
you connect and disconnect. What's happening?
And I say, but that's wonderful.
But
why
it's
don't you
fine
give?
because they have your seed already. You know, you planted something.
Yeah, and I'm always thinking that instructors need to really give their 100%. Why go and you're teaching like the next generation that's going to go out there? They're going to be sitting next to us on the bus, or they're going to be sitting next to us on the movie theater, or we're going to pass each other in the mall or whatever, or supermarket. And it's important to really connect with your kids, and don't be afraid, I can't get emotionally invested. Invest emotionally.
Wow.
Al 100%. 100%. Why not? You got the job. They're paying you.
Yeah.
Just make the best out of a situation.
Yeah, and these times are difficult, like for people like to express, because what if this, what if that, and what you're saying is very beautiful. Like, be there.
Yeah, be there 100%.
Yeah.
Because as actors, we have to be present 100% in a scene, right? We have to, at least the most we can to make the scene work. And what works in a scene is connection. That's what works. That's what people buy tickets for. That's why people tune in, because they want to see people connecting. They want to see that, and they want to see what happens. Sometimes the connection, there's friction, and that's where the drama comes in. People just want to see that. Sometimes the connection.
Feeling.
Add emotion, add feelings, add all that stuff. You've got entertainment. You've got, the goal with my with this docuseries, the goal of it is, I want to inspire people, and I want the kids to inspire people, the viewers. I want this to be a new type of entertainment, not just telenovelas, not just drama.
Yeah.
Here in this, what we're doing is we're going to present the challenges, or problems, as some people call them. We're going to present them, and then we're going to present a few solutions.
Oh,
and the kids will find the solutions, and I will be there with them. We're going to find solutions. So that my goal is so that if there's a youngster out there who happens to be tuning in and is watching and might be going through something that one of the kids are going through, or might be going through something that I'm going through, and they see how we find the solution, they're going to be like, wow, that person is looking for a solution. They didn't give up. And then, oh, they found that solution. Oh, you know what? Let me try that. Maybe that'll work with me. Oh, they found a new perception to that problem.
So you're helping.
Change perception. And that's the goal.
Perception.
So that way it could be a healing network, right?
That's healing.
That's the healing network. That's an idea.
Right now we have the rundown. Jose, these are questions that I'm gonna be like fast, and you don't have to think much. Like,
okay, just
it's gonna be
all
fast.
right.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, drink your water because you're gonna need it. Let's see. Okay, what's your favorite invention or technology?
iPhone.
Okay, what thing would you uninvent if you could?
Bombs.
Good. If you had to start over today, knowing what you know now, what would you do?
I would be a psychologist.
Wow. What talent do you wish you had, but you do not possess?
I wish I was good at accounting.
Accounting, wow. There's some secrets over here. If you could be any character in fiction, who would it be?
I would be Nelson Mandela.
Wow. Desert Island scenario, okay? One movie, one book, one song, one food. What would you choose? One movie, which one?
Titanic.
Okay,
Yes.
well, one book, that's a good one.
Sorry.
We all love it, we all love it. One book?
I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings.
Okay. One song?
Memories.
Okay.
Memories.
Romantic. One food?
Kale.
Kale, okay. Very healthy. Okay, what's your favorite joke? Would you tell us?
Oh man, my favorite joke. Oh, you know what? I don't know any jokes.
I'm like that, so I get
and
it.
I have kids, my students that tell me jokes.
Are you good at them?
And
Well, you don't
and I laugh because they're funny, but then I don't remember them.
I know. That happens.
What did the say to the so and so? He said, "Hey, you know, you're da 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 ha ha." See, I can't even tell the joke.
That was a good one. Okay, that was a joke.
Yeah, no, I don't
I'm like that.
believe that. I don't know any jokes.
I really, I'm like that.
I don't even know any dirty jokes either, so I don't even know any jokes.
I know we're good with that. Like, thank you. What happened? He was supposed to bring some personal stuff and talk about it, but like you did.
I lost my wallet.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Well, you know what I was going to bring was actually, it was really interesting because I have a little box in my closet, and I opened it, and I've got little things there, and there's so many that are special to me.
Yeah.
I think I did a play, like a one-man show in New York.
Like a monologue, or?
And it was a monologue
yeah?
for sure, and then it was a monologue, and then people came in and then joined the scene. But it started as a monologue, but it was me, and I remember I was sweating, and my grandmother, you know, she came to see it, and of course it was all in English, so I know she didn't understand a lot, but you know, when I came off and I was sweating, and I was just saying hi to everybody, and she came right up to me, and the first thing she said was like, "I gotta wipe you down."
Oh,
so she took her little tissue that she always keeps from in here,
yeah,
and she starts to wipe me down, and that was the most important thing. It wasn't, you know, what you think, you know, oh, you were great performance. It was like, you're sweating, and I gotta wipe you down.
Oh,
and
nice.
my grandmother did a lot of the raising, and I kept that. It's so interesting when you asked that. I looked in and I found that, and so I was trying to think, which do I bring? So I brought something that was in my wallet, and it was a ticket stub.
Okay.
It was a ticket stub from the 1999 Alma Awards, that was at the Civic Auditorium in Pasadena. And I remember it was one of my first shows that I did. It was a PBS. It was a TV miniseries.
Yeah.
And I was the lead in my episode, my little mini movie. And we were nominated, I guess, you know, Outstanding Latino, and we won. And I remember, and my mom, I took my mom, and I was up there, and I looked down, and I had just, you know, this is my first time visiting LA. And I remember looking down, and I saw like Rita Moreno. I mean, right here. I'm like looking down, and I've never seen these people in real life. I've only seen them on TV, and I've never seen them so close. And I've never seen them looking up at me, applauding and smiling.
Wow.
And talk about connection. And I started to look down at them.
Wow.
And so when one of our cast members was doing the speech, I was just like looking at them, and I was like, God,
what did you feel?
It was Edward James. It's almost Jennifer Lopez. They were, you know, Jennifer just kind of starting off. She already did Selena. I think it was Hector Elizondo. Who else was that? Santana, Carlos Santana. And they were right there.
Looking at you.
And I'm looking, and they're going like this, and I'm going.
Wow, is this really happening? Like a Twilight moment or something?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I remember thinking, God, you guys look just like you do on TV. You guys look just like Banderas was there. I think it was with Melanie.
Yeah.
And you just look.
Wow.
And so that meant so much because from there they wheeled you off into another room where the press is there.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get back to my chair and, you know, show my mom the award.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, you have to take pictures here, and then you go to another press room, and it was all new for me. And so I was in heaven. I was in heaven. And so that little ticket, that little, you know, that little, you know, ticket stub, I look at it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember. Wow. And it's funny, you know, you pick it up and all these memories start coming back.
Yeah, and the feeling as well.
And the feeling starts coming back,
that.
and you're like, oh yeah, I felt like that. Oh, I felt like that. And
you live it again.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I get to relive it. It's unfortunate that it was in my wallet, and that I lost.
The memory and the fact is
the memory. Look, yeah, right now that I'm talking about it is having me relive it.
Yeah,
so do I need the little
exactly.
ticket stuff? Nah, it's somewhere out there. You know, somebody's looking at it. Probably is not going to appreciate the way I do, by the way I do.
Of course. But your
once
memory
again,
is going to be forever with you.
Yeah, because that's just a piece of paper. It was a little piece of paper. It's materia. It's material.
Yeah, exactly.
What really the memory does really is in
Or
here.
the heart and the
Is in
essence.
your heart. Yeah.
Jose, before we leave, is there any question that we should have asked but we didn't, and would you come back to answer it? You
Yes.
come a lot here, so you
Yes.
should. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Well, Jose, thank you for being with us. It was an honor to have you here and
My honor.
listen to the beautiful things you're doing and everything. And for people who wants to know about your website and where to find this, what is it?
All right. Well, we're always looking for supporters. We're always looking for new sites. You know, we're looking for new places to go. We're looking for new places to bring our program, and we're looking for every type of volunteer you can imagine. And so you can go visit our website, which is www.artsbt.org. So that's ARTS, Arts, B as in better, and T as in tomorrow.org. And we're also all over the social media. So we have our Instagram, which is ArtsBT. We have our even our Facebook page, even though I heard Facebook is that nobody's using. The young people don't use Facebook anymore, but you know, we're on Facebook. Arts for Better Tomorrow, and in Spanish, Artes para un Mejor Mañana. We also have a Spanish site too, and we're on Twitter, ArtsBT as well. And also, I'm there too. So if you have any questions, you want, you know, I'm reachable. People say, "Oh, I can't get to him." You can get me.
That's good.
Yeah.
To be near.
I'm near. I'm near you guys.
That's good. Thank you, Jose, for being here. This was Better Questions. See you till next time.
We videotape them. We give them 15 questions, and we videotape them the first day of class. The first day, we put the umbrellas, we put the boxes, and we record them. They're like this, right? Then at the end of the 4 months, the program is 4 months. At the end of the 4 months, we ask them the exact same questions.
How much do they have to pay?
Huh?
How much do they have to pay for the class?
Oh no, it's free. I wanted to offer a class for kids who can't afford it, right?
For the ones that can.
And for the ones that can, then yes, then they'll pay, and that will help fund the program.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how to make it self-sustainable. Another way is the docu-series. You know, with the money from distribution, I want that to go back into the organization so that we can continue to work, maybe branch out and work with more kids. There's always going to be stories. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got many stories. Everybody's got challenges, whether you're on this side of the border or that side of the border.